So my name is Della, and I'm a mom of three. I have a bonus child, so really a mom of four. I'm a wife. I'm still currently a student. I'm just very ambitious, very driven person. That's the way I'll sum it all up.
And that's a lot going on, Della. I can tell you this right now. Being a mom of four, um, being a worker, as well as being a student, your plate is full. And I want to start this show off with a thank you for coming onto this show, removing yourself from your family for a short amount of time to come on this show to tell your story. So thank you so much for giving me the time today to bring you on the platform to share all the information that you have regarding your career and your life journey to share with the audience here at the Ladder Climber community. So thank you so much again. But before then, let's go to next. Okay, let's go to next. We know who Miss Della is now. Let's talk about your journey. Where you have a lot of ambition. You have many plates spinning at this time. Tell us a little bit about your background. Where did Miss Della get this ambition? Tell us about your life, where you started school, where you went to school, and how did you end up in this position into a technical sales role today? Give us a little bit of a background.
Yeah, I'll be transparent. I was raised by my great grandmother who was born in the 30s, and she was very big on education, dream big. There's nothing too small, there's nothing too big. Go out in this world and be something and be somebody. She was very adamant on my behavior, how I was raised. She's very strict. So my mom and my dad, unfortunately, were not in the picture. And it gave me a lot of time to sit around and reflect and dream. So I was always a dreamer as a child. I'd watch a lot of TV and I'd see it and I'd be like, man, I want that. I want that. I want that. And I never really had that like bubble bursting moment of like, no, this is just TV. It was just like, nope, I see it. I want it. I need to go pursue it. But you get older and become a teenager, and I started blaming everybody for why I wasn't seeing what I wanted.
Mm,
It was
mm,
this person's fault. My dad wasn't there. My mom wasn't there. No one taught me this. No one taught me that. And I got to a point where I just really got tired. I got sick of my own mess,
mm,
and I really had to look in the mirror and be like, no, this is your fault. You are the reason that you don't have what you want to have. You're not as disciplined as you need to be. You need to be more understanding. You need to be more empathetic. You need to care more about others. You need to give more to others. And I started doing the work. I had to do a lot of inner work to get to that point where I started really to seeing some success. I went to 3, 4 different colleges. I had a lot of failures before I was able to see success. I wasn't disciplined. I would want to start something and then I'd want to see something else and start that. And, I was kind of all over the place for a while. And it took a lot of personal growth and personal development for me to get to the point that I am today. I still have a very long way to go, but I am happy that I got to where I am now.
wow. No, that's powerful. That's powerful. We're going to unpack a lot of that, Della. We're going to unpack a lot of that because you said a lot of things that, as a career coach, I see with individuals as well too, right? Because obviously, being a career coach, individuals look to me as a coach and a mentor of what they potentially could do within their career. And a lot of times, like you mentioned, there's multiple paths or multiple things that you try. And you basically said, okay, well, I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this. I went to 4 colleges. You said you didn't have the discipline. And I want to unpack that piece of it. But before we go there, you said something else that was very, very important. You said you stopped blaming other individuals for your failures in life or for you not being where you were in life. When did that moment happen for you, Della? Like, was that high school? Was that college? When did that moment, that pivotal moment happen in life for you? Because that's a mindset shift of I'm responsible for my life no matter what things have happened. Your grandma raised you. Mom and dad wasn't there. I come from a home where My mom and dad were together and they had a divorce when I was 10. And my father wasn't present the majority of our life and so forth. So, there's always things that I can look back at in my personal life and say, I didn't have this, or I didn't have this, I didn't have this. But I never used that as an excuse for where I was in life. Or if I did, I learned like you did, right? Had that mindset shift. When did you develop that mindset shift of I'm responsible and accountable for the things that happens in my life up to a certain age or so forth? When did you develop that, you think?
It took me a while. I remember vividly. It was 2019. I was transitioning out of the military and I was angry. I was angry about, where my life had unfolded, where I was at in life. I didn't, all this, everything that I dreamt I was supposed to be at by 24, 25. I didn't have it, and like I said, I used to dream big. So I thought by 25, I was going to have the big house, the big car, kids, husband, successful career. And it's like, you're 25. You're still figuring out who you are. There's so much that you have to figure out. And I was blaming everybody. It was my husband's fault. It was this person's fault. It was that person's fault. And I just got to this point where it was like, even if those accusations are valid, right? Let's just say in some random situation that it is valid. It's your life, right?
Mm,
It's my life. It's Della's life. It's Della's responsibility. And I started really pouring positivity into myself. And I started listening to a lot of speakers who made me view myself in a way that I realized there was a lot of incongruencies. And I
mm,
was uncomfortable with those incongruencies. So I
mm,
had to fix it, you know?
mm,
I started learning more about the brain and learning about like it's a difference in saying you want something and really, really wanting, really desiring something and how to I had to learn how to ignite that fire within myself, how to really desire something and really bring it about. People talk about course careers and the time, and I think I'm most known for how quickly I finished. I wasn't even focused on the timing. I wasn't. I was so focused on getting it done. It didn't matter to me. I was listening to the audiobook while reading because that was the only way I could like focus and read at a fast amount of time to like really get the material to dissolve. I made sure I really had to learn how to develop desire.
mm, I love that. I absolutely love that, Della. So let's rewind. You mentioned the military. So after high school, you graduated high school. Did you go to college? You said you went to four different colleges. So let's talk about that journey. I want to hear about that journey. Now I also want to hear about the military journey as well too, because many of the people that come on this channel and watch this channel, Della, are going to college or are choosing not to go to college, right? A good portion of my audience are 18 to 25, right? So they're trying to make the decision of what major they should select. Of course, I'm a big fan of information systems, computer science, all of the STEM fields. I'm a huge fan of, and I speak about on this channel. Okay, and I think college is a route for many people. And I took that route myself. And I've had a tremendous amount of success going to college at the undergrad level, uni, and then even going to grad school 10 years after I graduated. And have the education that I've gained is great for what I have today. The ROI definitely is there. But many people don't have that same sort of story. And for people who, are making the decision to go to college, I encourage them to pick something that's going to give them a return on investment by allowing for them to have a career that's going to pay them a significant amount of money. When I mean significant, at least over $55,000 a year. Okay. Now we all know, you and I know, you don't need to go to college to be making $55,000 a year. But if you're going to choose to go to college, that's your base that you want to be at a minimum, right? Starting off into the workforce. So talk about your journey. You graduated high school. How did Della decide, what was her next path? And this is for the people that were, thinking about going to college or people who are in college state. Talk about your journey and the things that you've learned over that time span.
Yeah, definitely. So I graduated high school in 2010. This is pre like YouTube was nowhere near what it is now. I think that, you know, the next generation, they have like amazing amazing advantages, and they definitely, I can see a lot of them are capitalizing off of it. Watching your channel and having a career coach, that's definitely going to benefit you. I didn't necessarily have that, and even if I did, I don't know if I would have utilized it, because I was the type of student that thought they knew everything.
Mm,
So
mm,
I I probably wouldn't have benefited from it as much as everyone else does right now. So what I did, I started out, I wanted to go into physical therapy, but I only applied to one college, and it was a college that came to my high school. So I didn't really know much about school. I wasn't a good listener at the time, so I applied. I went for kinesiology, didn't like that. Tried athletic training, didn't like that. Tried psychology, tried business. I transferred. I think I did international business for a short period of time, psychology again. Then I went to, back for, I think I finally got my, I finally got my business administration associates once I was in the military. I kind of mellowed down and started to, relax, because I got to a point where my grandmother got older, and I had to assist taking care of her.
mm,
So college to me wasn't necessarily an option anymore. So then that's when I decided to join the military, provide me some stability, taught me discipline, which I
mm,
really needed, taught me how to really accomplish things and set realistic goals, make small actionable steps every single day to help you get there. Um, so I was able to get my associates, and then once I transitioned out, I started working towards my bachelor's in computer and technology informatics. But it really is a cybersecurity degree, but the name is a little different.
yeah. No, that's
And I was
fantastic. So before you jump back in, Della, so you tried the college thing and then you joined the military. What branch of the military were you in?
I was in the Navy.
Very cool, very cool. And how long were you in the Navy?
So I was in the Navy for close to 5 years. I think I'm a month shy from 5 years. I
Very
did
good.
military policing. Yeah, military policing, which is a challenge with children. It's a challenge to do that type of role. You're required to work 12 to 14 hours, multiple days a week. It's a challenging role, especially when you don't have family support.
Mm, mm,
So
mm.
it ended up not working out for the family, but thankfully I was able to still learn a lot. I gained a lot of skills, and it was nothing but a blessing.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So you made the transition. So you said, you know what? This isn't working for my family. Now I need to make a pivot from out of the military. And while you were in the military, it sounds like you got your associates. You went and got your bachelor's as well too in like a cybersecurity field. Is that correct?
I didn't finish my bachelor's. I'm still actively working on my bachelor's now.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Very good.
I'm
Very
sure,
good.
as you can imagine, being a mom of multiple children, I got like, there was a period where I'm messaging my professor. I just gave birth to my youngest son. I'm like, I'll finish that exam in the morning. He's like, no, 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 don't worry about it. Like, so it wasn't easy. It was a lot of like sleepless nights, a lot of, I think sometimes people see, people blow up and they're like, man, it's like an overnight success, and it's not. It's a lot of work, a lot of years of work that goes into it, and it just, after those years of consistent work, it shows.